When it comes to Instagram, bashing your content is going to be crucial to be consistent. And you probably know by now that you need consistency if you want to grow an audience on Instagram and if you want to sign more clients. So how do we do this? In today's video, I'm going to show you how to batch 1 month of content in advance. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ginny, I'm an Instagram and marketing expert, and I help entrepreneurs to grow and scale their service business with the power of Instagram. So what I hear with batching your content is taking a day, 2 days, or even 3 days to batch your content in advance, meaning to create all the content for the months ahead. This way you can focus on other areas of your business. You can focus on helping your clients, you can focus on growing and scaling your business, or you can just take time off. Batching your content is definitely not easy. But with the right practice, the right strategies, the right way of doing it, you can definitely do this. But you really have to know your ideal client. If you don't have a content strategy, if you don't know your ideal client, it's going to be very tricky. So if you struggle to batch your content, it's probably because you need to go back to your business foundations, to having a content strategy, and so on. But once you have all that put together, batching your content should not be an issue. You can even start with batching your content 1 week in advance and progressively build up to 1 month. But in this video, I'm going to show you how to batch your content 1 month in advance. Once you do this, I guarantee you'll have so much more peace of mind. You'll be able to save so much time, and it will be a game changer to not have to worry about what content you're going to post every single day or the week ahead, because sometimes you can feel like you're constantly creating content. I felt that way. That's why now I take 2 days per month to write my content and batch my content for the following months. Okay, but now let's get practical. I'm going to show you how I batch my content, and this is going to be broken down into different steps. First, planning, then writing, and then actual creation. Okay, the first thing you absolutely want to do is plan your content. You want to take some time to look ahead and plan ahead. So this is the fun part, but once again, you need to have a good content strategy to be able to come up with ideas. So planning your content is simply writing down the content ideas for the following months. Again, with a clear strategy, this should be very easy. The first thing you want to do is selecting how many times per week you want to post. You want to be consistent on these things as well, because it's going to help you with your business, with consistency, for your ideal clients, and so on. So make sure to pick how many times per week you want to post and always post the same days. It's going to be so much easier for you. Once you selected how many times per week you want to post, you want to take a calendar and you want to write your content ideas. So let's say you decided to post 4 days a week from Monday to Thursday. Write your content ideas from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for the entire month. So let's say you decide to plan your content for August. You want to look at August, take the whole calendar and write your content ideas from Monday to Thursdays. Don't worry too much about the titles or exactly what the content is going to cover. Just write your ideas, because we're going to rework on this anyway once you're going to write the content. Right now, we just want to batch some ideas. So your content ideas are going to be based again on your content strategy. So you really want to make sure that there's different themes. So basically your content pillars, different categories such as educational, inspirational, when you're going to bring trust, and so on, and a different purpose. So for example, are you aiming at making sales with this piece of content, or are you aiming at building an audience, growing on Instagram, or are you simply aiming to strengthen your community? You also want to think about the different formats for your content, such as reels, single posts, carousels, and that's pretty much all I recommend. So based on that, think about your different content ideas and make sure to write down if it's going to be a single post, a carousel, a reels, and so on. At this point, you can also decide to batch your stories as well. So I personally like to do this, maybe not an entire month, but at least a week ahead, where I write the stories I want to do. So let's say you want to do a quiz on Thursday, make sure you write the quiz and what the quiz is going to be about, and so on. So depending on good your content strategy is, depending on how well you know your ideal clients, this can take you from 30 minutes up to 2 hours. Okay, now that you have your content ideas, again, based on your content strategy, content pillars, content category, content purpose, and so on, you want to start writing your content. It's time to actually write the content ideas that you had. So for this step, I simply take a Word document, I write the dates and whether it's a carousel, single post, or reels, and then I start writing the content. So for the carousel, I write the entire piece of content I have in mind. So remember, you have your idea, and based on that, you should be able to come up with your carousels. So ideally, you want to have a structure for this, and if you want to learn more, I do have an academy for this, IBA IG Business Academy. I will put the link below if you want to learn more about content strategy and so on. But let's get back to our carousels. You want to write the entire piece of content, and then after that, you want to break breaking down into slides. So for example, write an entire carousel and then slide 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and know what you put on each slide. This is going to help the production part. So this takes me about 20 minutes, less or more depending on the carousels. And this is what you want to aim at. It might take you now maybe 1 hour, maybe 2 hours. It used to take me, no jokes, like 3-4 hours to put a carousel together because I was doing so much research. I was making sure I was sharing the right information. I was making sure I would look back to my own experience, thinking really about my clients and so on. So it can take you more time, but eventually it should take you just 20 minutes. For the single post, I write what I have in mind. Obviously, it really depends because it could be just a quote. So in this case, I just write the quote. But if it's something more visuals, I might even draw it on a piece of paper because I want to make sure that when it's on the production part, it's a little bit easier. But just write what you have in mind for your single post. And then for Reels, I script entirely my Reels. So I would write entirely my Reels. If it's going to be very educational, I just write everything I want to say. If it's going to be something a bit more trendy, again, I write what I want to say, or I write the idea of the Reels and what I want to share on that Reels. This usually takes me anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes. Again, this is what you want to aim at. Reels should be very quick and easy. Eventually, you should get used to it. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, writing my entire content takes me a lot of time. It really depends on how much content you have. Obviously, if you can share twice a week, it's going to be different than if you share 6 times per week. I share 5 times per week. It usually takes me, I don't know, about half a day, so 4 hours, something like that. And for me, during these writing days, I also write my YouTube videos. Like they said, done. Okay, once you've done that, you should have so much peace of mind. Your entire content is written for the next month, so that's a huge accomplishment. So what I also do during those writing days is writing my captions again for the following months. So you have all your content written, you want to make sure to write your captions because it's in your head now, you've just written it, so you might even want to do it as you write, for example, your first carousel, write the caption under, and so on. This is going to be such a game changer. You're going to have so much more time, you won't have to worry about your content. Trust me, you wanted this. It's a little bit of a big day of writing content, but once you've done it, you have a big peace of mind. Okay, now it's time to produce that content, to actually create the content. So depending on what stage of your business you're at, you might want to delegate this part. So I've delegated the physical creation of my post quite early on because I realized it was taking me so much time that I could use to have a new client instead, time that I could use to serve better my clients so I get better referrals, time that I could use to scale my business, time that I could use to find new ideas for my business. So really time that I could use to take my business to the next level. So you really want to keep that in mind. At this stage, I have 3 times employees and I still write my content because it has to come from me, but I don't do any of the physical creation of my post. We have, with my business, our Synergy, we have a full-time graphic designer that does all the physical creation of our post, but I first hired a freelancer and I was very happy that way. I would just send her all my posts and she would create them, and it didn't cost me that much money at first. So you might want to look at doing this because it will save you so much time, and usually the money that you pay that person compared to the time that you save is going to be higher. Basically, you always want to keep in mind how much your time is worth. So if it's higher than a freelancer, for example, you want to make sure to hire a freelancer. If you're still at the very beginning of your business and you still don't have a lot of clients and so on, then you might want to do it yourself, and I'm aware that it's going to take you a lot of time, but yeah, I just thought I would put it out there. Okay, so if you're going to create your post, you want to take a day to create your post. So create your carousel, your single post, and so on. Now you have the brief, you have everything written. It shouldn't take you that long. A day should be enough, depending again on how many times per week you're posting. So I get asked a lot, how do we create our posts? So I used to create them on Photoshop because I prefer it. Canva is a perfect solution as well. We do have Canva templates if you want to check them out. If you want to make this process even faster, make sure to check it out. I just put them in the link below. Now, I also recommend having a separate day maybe for the filming. So for example, I have my YouTube and my Reels. I all film them in one day. So I film 2 YouTube videos and all my Reels for the following month. I try to anyway. Like this, I just have one main day where I'm a lot behind the camera, and it doesn't feel as exhausting because it takes a lot to, get ready, go in behind the camera. It takes a lot of energy. So if I can just combine this in one day, at least it's just going to be easier. And obviously you have to edit your Reels. So create your posts, your single posts and carousels maybe in the morning. If you can't, you do it in one day, and then the following day you can film if you have to do some filming. So for example, your Reels, and edit your Reels. Okay, that's it. That's basically how I batch my content and how I think it works really well like that. You can even, now that you have all your content created, start to schedule it. And like this, you done for an entire month. So you want to make sure to put in your agenda when you want to batch your content. Remember, planning, writing, creation. So I would recommend 3 days, even if it's not going to take your entire day. Just plan those 3 days where you focus on that and maybe have a few clients here and there. But that's going to be such a game changer for your business. I also want to show you how to repurpose your content so you don't even have to spend that much time writing, because you will be able to repurpose some content. But I'm going to talk to you about repurposing your content in the next YouTube video. So stay tuned and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell to make sure you're notified for my next video. I'll see you in the next one. I hope you enjoyed.